All right, we're going to take a look at Daniel chapter 8, and we're going to go through some more prophecies around Daniel's timeline. In order to understand this prophecy, we first need to take a look at the sanctuary. What sanctuary is it talking about, and what is the sanctuary at this time? John 14:21 helps us with this. If you take a look there, John 14, chapter 14, verse 21. He that has my commandments and keeps them, he it is that loves me, and he that loves me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest, or make known, myself to him. Judas said unto him, not Iscariot, Master, how is it thou wilt manifest thyself unto us, and not unto the world? Yahushua answered and said unto him, If a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him, and make our abode with him. So the Heavenly Father, as incredible as it sounds, will make his abode with you. And there was a change at the time of the Messiah in this. And this is recorded for us in John chapter 4, verse 21. And it says, Yahushua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour comes when you shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour comes, and now is, when the true worshipper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So he lets you know that you're not going to worship at Jerusalem anymore at this particular time, and we're still in that same time frame. And he'll make his abode in you. So his sanctuary is in the believers, or is in people that, not just believers, but the repentant practicers of his law, the people that keep his commandments, that keep the Sabbath, and keep the no idol worship and no graven images, no statues, and no nothing you bow down to, no images of Jesus, and no pictures and that kind of stuff. Or for the rest of the world, no graven images. His holy days, all the rest of it, not the pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter. And so that really helps us a lot in this in this prophecy coming up in Daniel 8:10. Because in Daniel 8:10 it says this. Now the first 9 verses are about, I think, Alexander the Great in that time frame, but from here on out it sounds like it's at the end time, and you'll see as we read on. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven, this is verse 10 of chapter 8 in Daniel. And it cast down some of the host of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the continual was taken away, and the place of sanctuary was cast down. Now your version probably says the daily sacrifice. Well, the word sacrifice there, if you check the Hebrew behind it, if you go on eSword and take a look, the word sacrifice is implied, and the word daily there is also translated continual very often. So I think continual fits a lot better here. The continual was taken away, and the place of sanctuary was cast down. What does that mean? Well, his sanctuary is in his believers now. It's not in some temple over there, and there's no altar. A lot of guys start with an altar point, and the temple's going to be restored and all this stuff, and I don't think that's what this prophecy is talking about. If you go on in 8:12 it says, And a host was given him against the continual rebellion, and it cast down truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. Now yours probably says daily sacrifice by reason of the transgression. Well, that 6-word phrase there comes from 2 words in the Hebrew, just 2 words, daily and rebellion or transgression. The same word is for rebellion as is transgression or revolt. So what he's talking about here is a continual revolt or a continual rebellion. That's what he's talking about. And truth is cast down to the ground. And, of course, that's what we have going on over there in the Israelite nations now, America and Great Britain and others. We have a continual rebellion. It's been since 1970. We have, it just keeps getting worse and worse. We took out the 10 Commandments, and we took prayer out of school. They still haven't etched them off of the Supreme Court building yet. They're still up there above the doors. But we legalized abortion, and we've thrown out just about every one of his laws. And the latest insult being homosexual marriage. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, we elected a popularly elected homosexual lady to the Senate, to the U.S. Senate. this year. So our continual rebellion goes on and on here, and I think that's what it's talking about. Going on, he says it practiced and prospered. In verse 13, then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain which spoke, how long shall the vision be concerning the continual rebellion? Yours probably says daily sacrifice of transgression. The continual rebellion of desolation. So there's a desolation that's going to come to this continual rebellion. And he goes on, it says, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot. So now it's coming into view here. The sanctuary, that's his believers that are obedient, and the host, and the rest of the Israelites over there too, that are disobedient, to be trodden underfoot. And Ezekiel has similar words when he says the righteous and the wicked shall be cut off or killed in this time if they don't flee. In verse 14 he goes on, he said unto me, unto 2,300 mornings and nights. Yours probably says days, but if you check the Hebrew it says mornings and nights, so I think you need to cut that in half. He's talking about mornings and nights. And then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. Well, his sanctuary is dwelling within his people now. It's not over there in some temple. Going on in verse 15, and it came to pass, when I, even I, Daniel, having seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me the appearance of a man, and I heard the man's voice between the banks of the Uli, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. And he said, behold, I will make thee to know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. Well, we're in the last end. We're right up to the end of it, and it's quite the indignation. For at the time appointed the end shall be. And jumping down to verse 23, and in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. Now I think the mighty people are the United States over there. We're quite mighty. And we're supposed to be the holy people too. There's still some holy people in there that are trying to keep all these commandments, but most are not. And he's going to destroy that mighty people over there through nuclear bomb war. And I've read you before about Babylon, how it's going to be destroyed, utterly burned with fire in one day, in 1 hour. And this makes it clear too here that when the transgressors are come to the full in this latter time of the kingdom, what transgressors? Well, the holy people, the Israelites, United States, Great Britain, Israel over there, Judah. Going on, he says what's going to happen next. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper. That's witchcraft, Freemasonry, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, all those secret handshake clubs. He's going to cause that to prosper, and it certainly has. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. So after the mighty people, the United States is taken out by nuclear bomb war in 1 day, he's going to bring together the rest of the world into a big peace. And this is going to be the one world government. You'll find it written about in a lot of places. We'll cover it in some upcoming talks. Going on, he says, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes. That's the Messiah at his return, the anointed. But he shall be broken without hand, and the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days after I rose up and did the king's business. Now Daniel saw this whole vision, and it made him sick to see I think it first made him sick to see what becomes of the Israelite people in the latter days. 72 million abortions, 4,000 aborted innocent babies a day. Now we're paid for by taxpayer dollars, and it's paid for through insurance. Your insurance has to cover that stuff too. It's just incredible the extent of the continual rebellion, how rebellious a house we have become against our Heavenly Father. We threw out those 10 commandments, and we kicked off our shoes, and we've never turned back. And that's what it's either that made him sick, or the destruction that comes, utterly burned with fire in 1 day, in 1 hour. That's recorded in Jeremiah 50 and 51, talks about daughter of Babylon's destruction. In Revelation 18, where he tells you to come out of her, my people, so that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Well, the sins that you cannot help but take part in when you're over there in America is your tax dollars pay to abort babies, innocent little babies, and your tax dollars pay for drone bombing of Pakistanis. Last time we offed 18 of them. That's what your dollars pay for, and you can't get out of it unless you get out of there. And so the destruction that comes very soon here, we covered some of the timing, and we'll cover it again. America is going to be destroyed in a nuclear bomb war with Russia, Iran, Syria, and Turkey. Okay, we'll pick it up there next time. Thanks.